Hi, I'm Arlene Lord with Lord Interior Design, and we're having another conversation with a local Portland maker. My friend Anna with Carter and Rose has let me join her and ruin some clay. And we're drinking some wine from one of my clients, the Jactors, have a new vineyard, so we're enjoying some rosé. And we're just going to talk about the virtues of working locally. So let's cheers and get to talking. So do you ever get questions about suffer from the misconception that if it's made locally, it's got to be more expensive?
Yeah, I feel like all the time. I mean, I think when people come into the shop initially, it's like, oh, everything in here is handmade.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to be out of my budget.
Right.
And I think we have very intentionally created products that, I'm not saying that they're cheap,
Right.
but I like to think that like handmade can be accessible because like we've developed products that are like thoughtfully made, but also priced in a way that people can add them to their homes.
Right.
I remember we got like a terrible Google review once that like it was like, oh, everything in your store is expensive, and I was like, well, I actually think there's so many like products that are under $20.
Yeah.
To be able to get anything that's under $20 that's handmade, like someone literally made it and then packaged it and brought it here, and then like that's worth $20.
Yeah.
And so I think also like handmade tends to be like very like durable and long lasting.
I agree.
There's something about something that's handmade where it's like the quality is just it's better made, and it's also made with like intention versus just mass quantity.
Right. Yeah, the goal isn't just to make a bajillion of those. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they lose all their personality. No, I totally, and I suffer from the same thing, that people think if it's made locally that it's going to be outrageous, and it often isn't, you know, and it can be very much on par with some of the bigger box stores, speaking of upholstery and case goods and that kind of thing. And also it's made here. It's made specifically for you. It's going to fit through the door. It's going to, it's going to be the right fabric. And so you're not going to find it on, Facebook Marketplace down the road because it just didn't work for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was planned out. So, I mean, especially keeping that in mind, that it's a value because it works. It's exactly what you want. And it was made by the guy down the street, and we're not shipping it from across the country or around the world.
Is that something where you found that the pricing tends to be like equitable? Like you can get a couch made here, and in terms of like the time it takes, the cost of it, the shipping time,
Yeah.
you feel like when you like present those to a client, it's just like naturally a great fit.
Yeah, but most of the time it is, because like right now there's some crazy lead time because of some foam not being available. It's like 22 to 24 weeks to have upholstery done from back east somewhere, and I'm like, that's insane. Like the guy in Milwaukee would love to have 22 to 24 weeks to make his furniture, but that's not happening. I mean, we have the 6 to 8 weeks, 6 to 10 weeks, depending on the load, and it's right there. We can organize it and install it, and he cares about it, and he talks us through the whole process. We bring people in, they get to sit on it before and make sure the sit is right and the arms are the right height, and fall in love with the fabric and the process and the people, and then they get to see it carried into their home. And then it's a piece that down the road, if you get tired of the fabric, you reupholster it because it's made so well. You don't put it out to the street because it doesn't mean anything anymore, So it's
about longevity.
Yeah, definitely more well made, and somebody cares about every staple and every every thread that's put into it. It's not impersonal, like West Elm, like you said before, could care less where it ends up as long as it sells. And that's not the way we have things made. That's not the way they do things or we like things.
Where was this part of your process when you started doing design work? Was that always something that was important to you?
Yeah, it started off as a control freak thing that I wanted to know. and then as you fall in love with the maker, like that relationship, you're taking care of each other, and then the joy of seeing this piece being brought into their home by the guy that made it, it was just like there's no replicating that feeling. It's just awesome.
The relationship building around knowing the people behind the product is really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, and that we're taking care. I mean, it's not just him; it's the people that work for him. It's his family.
Yeah.
It's it's the all of the kind of perimeter people that all feed into the process. We're taking care of right here, which I think is really cool. So, and clients love it. They just love it, and I just think that it's really served my clients really well. It's made the process really smooth, and in the end, everybody's super, super happy.
I also feel like with the makers that we have, because we have a good relationship, there's a lot of trust.
Yes.
So I feel like people that sell my products or people that sell products to me, we have a very trustworthy relationship, and so it's just feels good to work with the people that I work with.
Yeah, 100%.
So you can find me here at the store. We're at 3601 Southeast Division Street. There's great coffee and wine and snacks all up and down the street, so make a day of it. And then you can also check out our Instagram, which is at Carter and Rose PDX. And we often have sales and giveaways, and that's kind of our main source of information. Our website is carterandrose.com, and that's pretty too.
And I'm Arlene Lord of Lord Design. You can find us on Instagram and LinkedIn and Pinterest, and of course our website at lordinteriordesign.com. And we're drinking wine from one of my clients, that Jackter Vineyards. They're just getting started up, so keep an eye out for them. It's gonna be really exciting. They make all sorts of really beautiful, gorgeous wines, and so look for us next time. We'll be talking to some other local maker and or vendor and or contractor. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.